Hi, my name is Shan and welcome back to the chaos that is Shani and books. Today I am going to be doing the anti-tbr tag. Do I say that weird? Anti-tbr tag. Anti-tbr tag. Which one is it? So basically I'm just going to be answering a bunch of questions talking about the books that I don't ever want to read. And my phone's going to die, so I actually need to go fast. Great! Off to a good start. So question number 1 is a popular book everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. So my answer for this one is A Little Life, which I feel like, pretty much everyone has read this, and I do love a sad book. I love a book that I will cry in. However, I think that this one might be too much for me. I don't even know what the trigger warnings are in it, but the fact that whenever I ever hear anyone talk about this book, they basically said that they wouldn't go around recommending it and that you have to be in a specific mindset to be able to read it and get through it. I just think I won't be able to get through it. So as much as I think it's probably a great book, and I'm glad for all the people that have read it and given it 5 stars, personally I think that it's one that I'm probably gonna give a miss. Who knows, maybe in the future my mind will change and I'll be in a mood where I think I can pick it up, but for now it's a no for me. Question number 2, a classic book or author you don't have an interest in reading. This is like the one question that I have like the most vague answer for, because it's pretty much every classic. I am not a big classic reader, so feel free to convince me in the comments of a classic that you've read and enjoyed. I have enjoyed some, but I just feel like I'm too dumb to understand classics and to read the language. So this year I did read Jane Eyre and I loved it. So there's a classic that I've enjoyed and loved. And I will be picking up more children's classics in the future because I've read children's classics and I have a few more on my list that I do want to read. So children's classics, yes, I would read, but as far as adult classics go, there's not really any more that I really think I'm gonna pick up. I think I'm gonna read Little Women in January maybe. I wanted to read it this year, but my reading plans didn't allow the time for it. But yeah, feel free to convince me to read your favorite classic. Number 3, an author whose books you have no interest in reading. So I have 2 authors that I guess I can mention for this question, and don't come for me because these are very popular authors, but I just don't think that they're gonna be for me. But I'm super happy for everyone who enjoys their books. I'm kind of scared to say. The first one is Leigh Bardugo, who I'm sure needs no introduction. You guys all know the very popular series. And I just don't think that they're gonna be for me. I don't pick up fantasy often, and when I do, I think from here on out I probably will mostly just pick up fantasies that sound interesting to me, and a lot of times it is written by BIPOC authors because that's what piques my interest. Yeah, I just don't think that I'm gonna enjoy those books. And I have so many books that I want to read, so I'm not gonna waste my time on those. I'll just watch the TV show if I ever wanna find out what it's about. And the second author is, in a similar sense, Brandon Sanderson. I know that they're also very popular, but high fantasy, I just really don't think it's gonna be for me. And there's so many books, so he's just gonna talk in the background. Oh gosh. 3.2, the questions are you can answer them together or separately. But anyway, this one is a problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. So this one, I actually have read one book from them, which was co-written with someone else. But my answer for this is J. Kristoff. Now, I am not very good at keeping up with when authors do problematic things. I don't have Twitter, so I feel like that's where we see it a lot, where authors tweet things that is not so great. But when people repost it on Instagram or if people talk about it on YouTube, that's when I find out about it. So I'm not super sure, but I'm pretty sure J. Kristoff has done/said some racist things, which I wasn't really super interested in his books to begin with, so it's pretty easy for me to just say, not gonna read you anymore. I do have Illuminate, which I read like years and years ago, which is by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman, which they're both Australian, I think. Next question, an author you have read a couple of books from and have decided their books are not for you. Okay, I have a couple of answers for this that I'm going to discuss. The first one is, unfortunately, Mary H.K. Choi. So I read Emergency Contact years ago, and this discusses something in it which I never see people bringing up or talking about. Maybe people haven't, I just haven't seen. But this is like the book that made me the most angry, I feel like, because this book confuses a chemical pregnancy with a phantom pregnancy, and they're not the same thing. They're not the same thing. So I've never been more mad at a book than at this book, and I read it when I was trying to get pregnant and when I had a lot of miscarriages, so this book really made me mad. I read this and obviously I didn't like it due to that fact, but I thought that I would pick up more from this author. So I read Permanent Record when it came out, and I really enjoyed the first half, but then the second half I really didn't enjoy it that much. This book didn't do anything to anger me, but I didn't love it, so I don't think I'm going to pick up Mary H.K. Choi's newest release from this year. Okay, and my other answer to this one, I think I still will pick up more books from this author, but this is Liane Moriarty. Oh, we're really washed out. So Big Little Lies is my favorite book of the year, I think, and that is the first Liane Moriarty book that I had read. Since then, I've read 2 more and I didn't like either of them. So is she a one-hit wonder? I'm not really sure, but Big Little Lies was amazing, and to have read 2 more and not enjoyed them, I think I will pick up maybe a few more of her books. I do have a few on my unread shelf because I find them for like a couple of dollars at the op shop, so I think I'll give her another chance, but yeah, I don't know. And next one, a genre you have no interest in or a genre that you tried to get into and couldn't. My answer for this is sci-fi. It's just not for me. I think the only sci-fi that I have read and enjoyed recently is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, which is in the other room, so I'm not going to get it, by Becky Chambers. That one was amazing, but it was because of the characters that I loved it so much. It has such a great group of, camera stopped recording, but it has such an amazing group of characters in it that I ended up loving it. But the space aspects, I do find myself getting lost in sci-fi, so yeah, just not for me. Okay, this next one I have a really embarrassing and ridiculous answer for, so please don't judge me. But the question is, a book you have bought but will never read. And I really need to get rid of this book. But obviously I have a lot of books now, but when I first started getting back into books when I was at uni, and when I had my books organized as a rainbow, I didn't have very many books with a yellow spine. So the yellow part of my rainbow was really lacking, and we have this thing called the Lifeline Book Fair in Australia, and it's basically where you go and they have heaps of books for super cheap. It's like a giant used book sale. And anyway, I picked up this book from that for only like $1. It might have even been 50 cents, and it had a yellow spine, and I just wanted it to fill my yellow book section, but I'm literally never going to read it. Like, I know I'm never going to read it, and I don't even have it displayed on my shelf anymore because I don't want to display this author, and I have enough books that I don't need to be displaying books that I don't care about. But Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling, because the spine was yellow and I had not very many books and I wanted my rainbow to look better, and it was 50 cents. So I have this book literally tucked away. It's not on display. It's in a cupboard now because I just don't have room for books that I don't like. So I should really get rid of that one, but it's literally got dust on it. But yeah, that's a really embarrassing answer. Next question, a series you have no interest in reading or a series you started and have DNF'd. Okay, I'm going to mention 2 series that I have started, and look, I don't know if I'm going to continue on with them. These are really popular series. People are going to hate me. Don't judge me. I don't like series. I feel like I just need standalone books because I can never be bothered to carry on with series. And this first one is an example of why, because it's like the longest series ever. And then there's like spin-off series, and there's just too many to catch up now. But it is Cassandra Clare. So I have read almost all of the Mortal Instruments series, and I think I finished off the Infernal Devices series. I don't really remember. I read these a very long time ago. But now there's just so many books that Cassandra Clare has come out with that I can't catch up. And I don't know if I want to, so this is kind of my answer. I might continue on with this series. This is a maybe, but the next one, I really don't think I'm going to, and everyone loves this author. So again, don't kill me, but I don't think I want to read Sarah J Maas's. Now I have read the first 3 Throne of Glass books, I think. I might have been like halfway through Air of Fire and gave up. But yeah, I don't think I want to continue on with this series or this author, which, when you say fantasy on the internet, I feel like this author is the one that everyone thinks of. Don't think I want to read any more Sarah J Maas books. We'll see. Maybe I'll get rid of these. I don't know. I'll hold on to them for now because I'm like, will I ever pick them back up again? I don't know. Lastly, a new release you have no interest in reading. This was super easy for me. I know it's probably a great book. I've only ever seen glowing reviews for it. It was on the Goodreads Choice Awards top 10 list for this year, so it must be good. But it is The Push, and I've forgotten the author, but I'll put up the picture. And the reason for that is because in some of the reviews that I saw when it first came out, people were saying don't read this if you are a new mum or have a baby or whatever, and obviously I have a 1-year-old, so yeah, instantly I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna read that one, because yeah, I don't need to be triggered by books. That's that. But I'm sure it's great, and if you loved it, I'm glad, but I'm not going to read. So yes, that is my anti-TBR tag, all of the books that I am not most likely going to read. Please don't hate me if your favorite book / author was mentioned today. Oh gosh. I feel like Sarah J Maas is the one people are gonna be the most mad about, but I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go because he's trying to grab the camera, but thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a new video tomorrow.